Hi, my beautiful star family. We are so excited to see you soon. The space is being prepared and everything is moving so beautifully. We're just more than excited to spend this week of beauty and healing and connection with all of you. I'm making this video right now inside of a dingy Airbnb. I just woke up, so my hair is a little crazy. But I've been meaning to make this video for a while since I found out that the retreat is actually in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. And I know that a lot of people might feel some fear and anxiety surrounding traveling during this time, and most of you are traveling from quite a bit away and requiring airplanes and etc. So I wanted to make this quick video to ease and maybe assist any of those energies and pacify those thoughts by adding my ideas about Mercury retrograde and how I actually think is an amazing opportunity. So I feel that there are a lot of memes and articles on astrology out on the internet, and a lot of it say, Mercury retrograde, you shouldn't travel, you're going to lose your luggage, and blah, 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 blah. And I, also in my own reality, I find that I am often traveling during Mercury retrograde, and oftentimes for high-level good work journeys where I don't really get a choice, right? It's like I get the message that I need to be going somewhere and doing something on a specific date, at a sacred site or something. And I don't have the time or the mind to think about the fact that is Mercury retrograde and that maybe I shouldn't go and etc. And usually what I find is that traveling actually becomes swifter. I'm just thinking back on the couple times. One time I was traveling from Peru to Bolivia, and it was the middle of a Mercury retrograde, and there was some other retrograde as well. And that trip was so smooth, like nothing bad happened. And not only that, like it was like streamlined, and we had to travel on these third world local buses that went like over mountain ridges and crossed rivers. And so it was amazing to me that it was just like a streamlined right to where I needed to go. And upon reflecting on that, I think that obviously is because when we are in alignment with our higher self, in alignment with our purpose, in alignment with this intention to serve the earth, to heal, to serve others, to align with this higher aspect of ourself, the universe and the earth is in support of that. And thus we transcend certain influences and effects of stellar energies that would affect people in a different way. So, for example, if you were somebody that works in a cubicle but had been guided to leave that job for a long time, right? So you're not listening to your guidance and you are on your phone, and we're in a bus, and it's Mercury retrograde and we're not paying attention to anything. We're kind of just like scrolling and doing something on our phone, and then we lose our bag on the bus, right? This is something that happens easily during Mercury retrograde, but it's because we're scattered and we're not paying attention and we're not present, and that situation has come up to bring us back into the present. And I feel that as Mercury is very much related to our intellect and our mind, that it is very much related to focus and paying attention to things that we are really guided to in our life, creating the space in our mind and our reality to be present with our higher purpose, and giving space to align with that in a physical, visceral way on a moment-to-moment basis. And so, of course, as I'm saying this, I'm lifting up any parts that we might have inside that is afraid, that is mind controlled by certain articles that we've read on the internet that project a certain fearful reality of Mercury retrograde. I think that it is so beautiful that we are gathering at this time when the influence on our mind is not going forward at full speed, right? We're kind of reviewing. We get this time of slowing down. We get this time of almost like a pause in time, where we get to experience a slowdown of our mind where we have to go so quickly in the regular world. We get to kind of review everything and reprogram our mind, right? This is a time of the rewords, reconstruct, reprogram, review. So it's a beautiful time, and I want you to maybe do a little ritual in the days before or the day before you depart. Here we go. Just clearing out any energy, any fear, allowing any parts to express their anxiety over this issue, and allowing higher self to come through with this higher wisdom to allow those parts to understand that we are multidimensional beings. We're divine creator beings. We don't have to be under the influence of certain octaves of planets, certain octaves of stellar transitions. We can simply tune into the higher octave of those expressions. So we are going to move into a little bit of an activation here. Of course, I just want this to be the most exciting and joyful and smooth and beautiful experience for all of you. So we're just gonna have all bases covered here. So let's get into sort of a relaxed meditative state. I'm gonna channel the song, and then we're gonna invite the spirit of Mercury to be present with us. Okay. Okay, we'll bring in the light of Mercury, beautiful planet of communication. Here's my messenger. We can think of this planet almost like a messenger from our higher self, actually, right? And this green light energy from Mercury affects our organs that produce bile. Thank you much. Thank you, Char. Hi. You're camera shy. There's a sweetie pie. Look my sweetie pie. Look at those big ears. Okay, so the green light of Mercury affects our organs, which produce green bile. So our gallbladder and liver and spleen, it affects our, it channels, it connects us to our communication to our higher self, especially if you are a splenic person, I guess, in human design. But as Mercury is the planet of communication and messages from the higher realms, and the intellect, it is definitely a transmission station for everyone. So, when it goes into retrograde, it is allowing us this time to view our life and recognize if we are picking up those messages, if we're really listening to our higher self, or if we're kind of running our lives in autopilot and in fear, right? A lot of those organs process fear, process worry. And so I think that that is a lot of what this retreat is going to be about in a lot of ways, because in order to jump into a higher reality, in order to jump into a timeline where we're really aligned with our soul purpose, there's a lot of things we have to shed, the false matrix fears surrounding money, surrounding security and safety, and even social acceptance. Am I going to be thought of as a crazy person in the world, and etc. All of these worries, these concerns we might have, we have to move through them to actually hear our guidance clearly. So it's actually quite an amazing influence to have during our retreat. So we're calling forth the presence of the celestial bodies, calling forth the presence of our angels and our guardians and our higher self, to protect us and to create a swift line of travel, of communion, of movement between where you are and the retreat, that you arrive here in safety, that you arrive here in a higher octave of understanding and connection to the celestial bodies, and that you arrive here through your presence, through your focus and you paying attention to the signs. If you pay attention to the little signs, then the big signs won't have to happen, right? So again, we're so joyful and excited as we prepare for your arrival. We have many gifts and surprises that are coming. And if you're still watching this video, which I hope you are, and I'm also going to write this in the email, please send me your t-shirt size. And was there any other thing? There's always something else that I think of after I press the send button, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to spam them. So I'm going to sit with it before I send out this email. And yes, be of peace, be of love, be of excitement and joy. There's nothing for us to fear. This is a very exciting portal that we are walking through together. And as you have made the commitment to yourself and your higher self and spirit to embark in this process with me and everyone, you are protected by grace, and that you will move swiftly as long as we pay attention, and be of presence. So good day, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I love you. I will see you soon.